got me questioning, what have you done to me? Used to be out of reach. Feel like you're testing me, you're the necessity. Full court press on me. Don't fuck me up, don't let me down. You know I wanna be around. You tugging, warring with my heart. Didn't think it'd ever be so hard. Crazy, I'm letting down my guard.
Hi, I'm Miss Hassan and I'm at Ella Mai's sold out show at History in Toronto with R&B Radar, and I will be interviewing her. Okay, all right. Okay, so before we get started into the interview, we want to play a little icebreaker game.
Okay.
Because I'm a teacher in real life, so I like to do that with my students. So it's going to be called Tea or False.
Okay.
So if you get the questions correct, you get a prize.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Okay.
Okay. All right, so Toronto versus UK slang. So we say waste man down here. So in Toronto, do we refer to a man that picks up garbage as a waste man? Is that tea or false?
That's false.
Okay. That's great. Okay, yeah. Okay. Number 2. Toronto versus UK chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee crisp is better than toffee crisp.
Coffee crisp?
Yeah.
I've never had a coffee crisp, but I will say that toffee crisp is one of my favorite chocolates.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna have to say false.
Okay, all right, okay, don't worry. Okay. We'll let you try some coffee crisp. And then number 3, Toronto versus UK Caribbean population.
Mm-hmm.
There are more West Indians in Toronto than in the UK. Is that tea or false? Go what you got. Toronto's not a big city.
I want to say false.
False, yeah, it is.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
According to statistics,
Okay.
you guys have like double the
We have,
population.
we have. I know there are a lot of Caribbean people here, though.
Yeah, but our population is very small. Okay, you actually 3 for 3. So the team and I decided to get you all your favorite snacks.
Thank you, guys.
And there is a coffee crisp in there.
What?
If you wanna try it? Yeah.
What, do they sell Maltesers here?
No, I actually ordered on Amazon.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
Thank
all
you
that
so much.
came from Amazon.
Wait, where is the coffee crisp?
It's the
'Cause
yellow
I don't
one.
know. This one.
Yeah.
Okay. So does it actually taste like coffee? I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
you can try it if you want to. But it's
You know what's crazy? I don't like coffee,
Okay.
so I
It's
probably
very
won't like it.
Okay.
But I will try it later.
Okay, perfect.
Little nibble. I don't want to say it's bad on camera. And think Canadians
They're
hate
gonna
me.
come for you.
Thank you for my gift.
No problem. Okay, so congratulations on your 3rd headlining tour in North America.
Thank you.
What steps did you take to prepare for this time round?
Boy, I mean, the album is a year old now, so we had quite a lot of time in between the album dropping and going on the tour. I went on tour with Mary J. Blige at the end of last year, which was definitely great preparation
for sure.
For this tour. And I think just, I hadn't been on tour, obviously, with COVID in 4 years, maybe 3.5, 4 years. So I think it was more so just like I was working out, making sure my stamina is up there, because being on stage for a long time is pretty hard, and singing live.
Yeah.
Like, people don't realize how
Do you have
hard
like a
it is.
routine?
Yeah, well,
How you take care of yourself?
I have a trainer.
Oh, okay.
I'm not the type of person that can work out like by myself.
Yeah.
I need the motivation, otherwise I won't. So I was definitely in the gym, and just really like I was trying to figure out my set list for a long time.
Yeah.
Trying to see how I wanted the show to go.
Honestly, it's fire.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's fire. And you put it in naked, I was like, oh, okay, she wants us crying in the crowd for sure. After being released a year ago, Heart on My Sleeve is still on rotation on so many playlists, right? Now that you're approaching ending your successful tour, what do you have to say about making R&B music that withstands time?
I mean, I'm honestly honored and grateful that people feel like the music that I make is like that, because I know what that feels like. Like, I grew up on music that I feel like has stood the test of time and is really timeless, and really like, just when you think of it, it reminds you of your childhood, which I think we all did with 90s R&B. So I think just to have people say that about my music, it makes me feel really good.
No, crazy, because I'm a teacher. My first year at Teachers College, I was listening to your first album, and I was like going to work. I was just like, I remember a shot clock of walking up the hill. It was just like, it took, like, every time I listen to it, it takes me back.
It's crazy what music can do, honestly.
I love that. How has R&B evolved in general, and you personally, since you first blew up with Buddha, of course?
Yeah, I think actually R&B is, like, I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion. I've always said in the last couple of years, I feel like it's in a great place. Like, I understand it's not 90s R&B, it's not 2000s R&B, but like, I don't expect it to be, because I think times are just very different. The way we make music, all of our experiences. It's just different. We wouldn't make the same. You know, we wouldn't ask any other genre to sound like the 80s or the 90s. So I think that's an unfair argument that everybody has. But with that being said, I feel like R&B in this current era, there's so many different types of it. There's so many of us doing it and doing it really well. And it doesn't necessarily, like I said, sound like what we grew up on. But I think it's still a great. It's going in a great direction.
You think that like it gets the recognition that it needs to compared to like pop and like rap music
in terms of like mainstream or people, because I feel like the people that like listen to R&B, it gets its respect if you know and you pay attention. But like in mainstream, no, it definitely doesn't. Obviously, pop and hip hop get that, but I mean it's our job to continue to make it to try and get it to that place. So
hopefully you will, for sure. Do you have a personal favorite track on your album? And
Ooh, you know what, it changes. Like when I first made the album, DFMU was like my favorite song, and then sometimes it would be Sink or Swim, sometimes it would be Pieces. If I had to pick right now, like last day of tour, a year later, I would say my favorite track is, I don't know, I'd probably say right now it would still be DFMU. Yeah.
That's a great one.
Thank
I was
you.
just listening to Coming Up for today.
Thank you.
No problem. Any that the songwriting really tugged at your heart when you were writing during your process?
That DFMU was definitely one. Sink or Swim was definitely another one that tugged at my heart. Hide, the ballad that I have on the album. They all were really, really, like the difference between my debut album and this album. I think my debut album was a lot more fun. Like I was just kind of having fun and I was making music and there wasn't any pressure. So it was just a different vibe. This one, in the space that I was in when I was recording, it was really just like journal entries. So like they all mean so much to me.
Wow.
Not that my debut album doesn't, because it does, but it was just a different time in my life.
Yeah. Like because of growth?
Yes.
Would you say that because of age too?
Yeah, I think age for sure. Like, for sure. And then just like, you know, when I was recording my debut album, it was like even before blew up, I was recording it for like 2 years and I was like not that familiar with the studio. And a lot of my debut album was like, I write with writers, but a lot of it, they kind of took the lead. Whereas with this one, I like knew exactly what I wanted to say. I was more sure of myself as an artist, more sure of myself as a woman. Like, so you just have different stuff to say. And I think that's the greatest thing about making albums. Cause like we're finished tour today. I'm going to get back in the studio this summer for album number 3. And I'm just like, I just feel like it's a clean slate, but I'm excited because now I'm a different person than I was 2 years ago when I was recording this album, so it's going to be fun.
For sure. Was it harder? Because I know a lot of people have like pressure, like you've had such a great success with your debut album. Was it like pressure to release your second album?
There definitely was pressure, but I don't think it was pressure in terms of like timing wise, because I mean, my debut album and my sophomore album are 4 years apart. And that wasn't planned, but obviously then COVID happened and I was just like, I don't want to release an album in the middle of the pandemic. I felt like everything was coming and going so quickly and I wanted to be able to tour it and, you know, like do it properly. So there definitely was pressure because my debut album obviously did so well. But I think once I kind of got that out of my mind, like I had a conversation with Mustard and he was like, look, just go in there and do what you know how to do best and have fun with it. Because whatever it's going to do, it's going to do regardless. Like you just have to, once we put it together, your job is done.
For sure.
So once I had that in my head, I was like, you know what, you're right. And I went in and I had a great time making it. And then I was like, whatever comes with it, comes with it.
100%. What would you say to yourself, like going back in high school, Ella Mai, what would you say to yourself now?
Lord, there's a whole bunch of things I would say to my high school self. But I think really just take your time. I think timing is something that is like, people don't realize how important timing is. And, you know, I think as humans, it's just a natural instinct. If something doesn't work out at the time that you want it to work out, you're like, oh, why me? Why didn't it work out? I'm a failure, whatever. But it will happen and you'll understand why it didn't happen when you wanted it to. 100%. So I think timing is very important.
Okay. Can you share 3 R&B songs that are currently on your radar?
Like new?
New ones.
Ooh.
Or that you're like listening to right now. You're like,
yes.
These are fire.
The Dress by Dijon.
Okay.
I think that's how you pronounce his name, Dijon, that's the main one that I can think of. I'm trying to think. There's an English artist called Manelia. That's how you pronounce her name, right? Yeah, Manelia.
Yeah.
She just put out a new EP actually, but there's a song on there called Closure that I really, really like.
Okay.
And number 3, I would say, let me choose wisely. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Meta, I think you pronounce her name.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
I think the song is called Through the Night.
Through the Night.
Is that the song? Do you know?
That's what it is.
Lucky Day wrote it. It's a beautiful song, and she is an incredible new R&B artist. I think she's an R&B artist. That song is R&B. Yeah. But yeah, that's my three. That's my three.
Excellent. Yes. Like now that you're saying you're preparing for your third project, are there features that you're like, oh my God, that I want to get for this project that you're thinking about? You have legends on you. You have Babyface.
I know. Wild.
That's crazy.
It's wild. Every time I think about it, I'm like,
how did they even come about?
I thought it was a lie. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I thought it was a lie. When I got the call, my manager called me and was like, "Babyface wants to work with you." I'm like, "Who?" Right, like, and then they explained like he was doing a project with new females and blah blah. And I was like, that's dope. And I was actually the first session of that whole so I was like, oh, no pressure. Like I just
the music video was lit too.
Thank you.
Was beautiful.
It was fun. That was all his idea. Like he loves Bridgerton, so he wanted to embrace that. But it came about, and it was one of the best sessions I've ever been in. Honestly, he's so humble, and like you walk into the studio and there's like every single plaque on the wall that you could ever think of, and I'm like, there's no pressure here at all. But in terms of this new project, I haven't even thought that far. Okay. Like I've just been getting through this tour and concentrating on that. But there are a lot of people. I don't have a lot of features on my albums. I have 3 on my first project, 3 on Heart on My Sleeve, and I haven't even done a lot of features. And that's something that I actually really enjoy doing. So that is something I want to venture into more.
Okay, perfect. So if you were, what's like a legend there? Like now that you got me, so it's another legend that you're like, okay. Or in the future, it doesn't even have to be a third project, but like in my career, I want to work with you.
Lauryn Hill, because she's just one of my all-time favorites. So I would love to work with Stevie Wonder too. I think being in the studio with Stevie Wonder would be incredible. I really want to work with Post. I feel like his melodies are really, really interesting to me. Like they really. It's just not anything I would ever think of. So I think it would be cool to sit down and pick his brain and be in the studio with him. And I also like in my head, because I love his music, I'm like, I don't know what we would sound like together. So I would be interested to hear that. But honestly, I'm open to working with I always think 2 brains are better than 1. So
for sure. And that'd be cool, like to be even venturing off the different like art styles.
Yeah,
that'd be
for
really
sure.
Cool. We asked fans on the R&B Radar platform, what is one question they've always wanted to ask you? So we received one, and it was from I go by Aya, and she asked, what's your skincare routine? Because girl, your skin is amazing.
Thank you, Aya. Honestly, like, I will say before I'll tell you my skincare routine, but I will say I do think it's genetics. It's very important that people understand that, like, my mum has incredible skin, my grandma has incredible skin, so I've just been lucky enough that genetically I have great skin. I do definitely take care of my skin, but it's basic. It's I drink a lot of water. My cleanser is called... I never remember. So it's like, it's a gentle cleanser. But for a long time I was using really like natural products, and as I'm getting older, they're not working for me anymore. I can't lie.
I get it.
So I had to go get a little chemical base, a little bit. And my moisturizer is just either like an oil, like a rose-based oil, or just a moisturizer that doesn't have a lot in it. I really don't use a lot on my skin because I have really sensitive skin.
Same.
So otherwise, it will be it for me. But yeah, just a simple toner. A simple cleanser, sorry. Sometimes a toner, obviously SPF and moisturizer, and that's it. Drink your water and eat well, because whatever you eat, it comes out in your pores. So
I agree. Now that this is your last stop on your tour, do you have any plans right after? You're like, okay, this is done. I need to just disconnect and just do this, or you're like, I'm gonna miss this so much.
I'm definitely gonna miss it. It's been incredible. I've had a great time. It definitely is time. We've been on the road for 8 weeks. Everyone's like, okay, ready now. But we have Australia next week, so I'm not even like,
so
I'm done.
A little break.
But Australia's only 2 shows, so it's gonna be a quick trip. And I have to go back to London for some work too, so I'm not necessarily done. But yeah, I'll have a few days off and be able to. I'm done at the middle of this month, and then it's summertime.
And
then I'm outside.
Then you're outside?
Yeah. Okay. I'm in the studio, but I'm outside too. And I don't really go outside, but I'll pop out. here and there and just enjoy the sun. I need a tan too, so.
No, I hope that you get that. I wish you nothing but the best of luck. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And just sharing this with us, and we can't wait to see the show.
Thank you. And also, before we go, I just want to say thank you guys for this platform, because honestly, I feel like, as we were speaking about, R&B doesn't get as much recognition as it deserves. So we appreciate you guys. We see it all.
No worries. We're going to run the album up. So please go stream.
Yes, Heart on My Sleeve out now.
Fuck me up, don't let me down. You know I wanna be around. You tugging, warring with my heart. Didn't think it'd ever be so hot. Crazy, I'm letting down my guard. Don't fuck me up, don't let me down. Cause if it's love, I wanna drown. I need to hear it from your mouth. Can't wait no longer, tell me